I'm astrologer and life coach Penny Dix. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome back if you're one of my regular viewers here. And if this is your first visit, a big welcome to you. And I hope you'll like what you see. And I would love it if you'd subscribe. So today I'm going to bring you all we need to know, or hopefully all we need to know, about the forthcoming new moon in Taurus. And it's on the 19th of May, 2023. So is this going to be a good new moon? Because the last new moon we had, I'm not saying it wasn't a good one, but it was a total solar eclipse new moon. So it had extra kind of oomph to it in Aries. Now this is, as I say, the new moon in Taurus. First of all, let's have a look at what Taurus is about and what you might want to think of manifesting with this kind of energy. Taurus is about luxury. Taurus is also about the earth. It's about you could say it's about the climate agenda. It's also about anything that is it's our food as well. It's our nourishment on one level, good food. It's about growth. It's about growing things. Venus, the planet of love, relationship, of self-worth, rules Taurus, and so brings in this lovely feeling of loving energy around the energy of a new moon. So it's a great time to set intentions which are ecologically based, are based on bringing the planet back into alignment, back into a vibration of growth and harmony. And I see that not just on the physical plane in terms of how we grow things and how we guard ourselves against the destruction of the planet, but also on an emotional and psychological level, and how we nurture the collective unconscious, if you like, how we bring in some kind of sense of self-worth and value and pride. You know, if we feel pride, it helps us to achieve our goals. So much of our kind of individual learning and teaching and various cultures put kids down. It doesn't or hasn't, certainly when I was growing up, my talents were not really picked up on because they didn't fall within the sort of expected parameters of maths, science, being a doctor, working in a shop, being a teacher, being a lawyer. They were the kind of options. Nobody told me about the media. Nobody told me about how I could use my creativity creatively. And so I chose to go to drama school as a kind of a way to somehow find the way to make sense for what ultimately I wanted to become. And it's taken many, many years and lots of detours and down many, many different paths, which were challenging, traumatizing, all sorts of things. And as I tried to mold myself into what I felt was expected. So the reason I tell you this story is that Taurus is very much, I think, about recognizing how we can nurture the young and how we can bring in the growth and the self-worth to the younger generations so that they really value, so that their talents are really valued, that they are encouraged to be diverse, to think outside the box, to be inventive, to be innovative. Think of it, Uranus, my big outer boy of surprise, of the unexpected, is in Taurus currently until I think 2026. So we've got a lot more of this surprising energy in this part of the chart. Uranus is widely conjunct this new moon, but it is wide because Uranus is at 19 degrees and the new moon is at 28 degrees. So just within a 10-degree orb, just. And I think that Uranus is giving us the opportunity to do something of what I've just been talking about. Set intentions that are outside the box. Set intentions for world peace, apart from anything else. Set intentions for people to wake up, because Uranus is about waking up. And even though there's a percentage of the planet that is waking up, we need a lot more of that raising of awareness towards the importance of taking care of our home. You know, this is our home. Without it, what are we going to do? I don't think Mars is ready to entertain us yet. I'll have a look at Mars in a minute. Oh gosh, yes. So let's have a look at the event chart, because remember, this is about a point in time. It's setting an intention. Now, the new moon is making a sextile, which is helpful. It's like that kind of angle. And I will put the new moon chart up. It'll be up in one corner of the video. What is it I'm doing? A video. And it will be up there for a while for you to have a look at. I haven't worked out how to share it and actually have a cursor going up and down and saying, look at this yet, but I'm one step closer by actually having it visibly there. So, you know, progress, Mercury direct. Okay, so back to the new moon in sextile to Mars. Mars is in the 29th degree of Cancer, and it is already in opposition to Pluto. So let's stay with the sextile first, because Mars, as we know, is about energy, action, assertion, can be aggression. Mars is in Cancer. Cancer, with Mars inhabiting it, I always feel is much more about passion, about sexual passion, about energetic passion, passion to create new things, passion to work in harmony with that new moon, to bring in passionate causes that help the planet evolve, that help us recognize and fully wake up to how we need to take care of planet Earth. The new moon is also sextiling Neptune in Pisces. Neptune can be our dreams. Neptune can be this part of us that can really kind of imagine and sense what we could manifest if we really put our collective minds to it. There's so much more with Pluto in Aquarius, and how when Pluto finally fully moves into Aquarius in 2024, at the end of 2024, about the collective unconscious and the awareness that will grow, the waking up of the collective. It's super exciting. And the more people start to think about it, wake up, it just takes that one person to think, I hadn't thought about it like that before. And then that ripples to the next person. And so the ripple continues, and the ripple gets bigger and bigger in the pond, and then in the lake, and then in the ocean, and then on the planet, and in the galaxy, and in the universe. Now, Pluto, our planet of transformation, beginnings, endings, is already in this square, hard aspect, harsh aspect with Jupiter, our big outer boy, our planet of expansion, luck, opportunity, newly arrived in Taurus. They are forming, they're in the process of forming this fixed grand cross, which I've mentioned in some of my recent videos. And I'm going to do a separate video about that energy. So I have to kind of rein myself in. I don't want to give it all away today, because really we need to focus on the fact that we're talking about the new moon. And I do know you want to know how it's going to affect each of you individually. And I'm going to come to that part in a minute. But let's just see what else we've got with this event chart, because we've also got Saturn in Pisces, that is sextiling the North Node and Mercury. So Mercury, of course, is newly direct. And so we've got this nice, helpful, supportive energy from Saturn actually saying, now Taurus, it's interesting. Taurus is about, Taurus is lazy. Taurus takes its time. Taurus thinks about it before it acts. Taurians aren't very, what's the word? I've forgotten it. They're not very spontaneous. As a Taurian, I know I'm not. My Leo ascendant does help me be a little bit more spontaneous, but I'm fixed. I've got this fixed sun and fixed ascendant. So it makes it a little bit more difficult to push me or move me. So Saturn making a sextile to the node, Mercury, also Jupiter widely, is a bit like saying, slow down. Rome wasn't built in a day. Yes, we have all this amazing energy, which is waiting to be stirred. You know, Mercury is going to come up and be conjunct Uranus, and that's going to be very interesting. And just let me have a look. I just want to see when Mercury is conjunct Uranus, because I will, of course, do a separate heads up for that. Mercury is going to be conjunct Uranus, right, in June, beginning of June, round about the 5th of June. And, ooh, that's going to be some interesting dialogue going on in the world. So we will come to that later. But it's a new moon. Let's come back to basics. It's a new moon. It's about new beginnings. I do think it's very much about the collective. I think it's about the planet. I also think it's about your one-to-one relationships, how you relate to each other, and how you look at valuing what you have between the two of you, if you are with another. And if you're not with another, and you would like to be with another, new moons are always great opportunities to set those intentions, to bring it on, invite it in, and get out there. Now let's come on to your individual signs. So first of all, let's look at Aries. Aries, for you, it is in your house of finance. So being in that part of the chart, which is also about self-worth, this is a great time to start a new job, because this could be about being offered something with a better income. And hey, that would be nice. So that could be one manifestation of this energy. If you're looking to change where you work, then this new moon could bring the opportunity for that to happen. Also, the second house can be about property and material things. So is there something that you at last have the money available for, that to invest in something? Maybe you're wanting to move or get on the property ladder. And, you know, this new moon could set that in place. It could happen in a surprising way, that you get a loan and it's a real surprise because of Uranus, and because perhaps the general economy is on a rather upward turn, which I do think is coming with this kind of energy. let's move on to Taurus, because Taurus, for you, this of course is in your sign, in your first house. So this is about how you present yourself, how people see you, how people experience you. Is it new moon, new you? I mean, interestingly, if I speak for myself, I'm actually planning to change my hair. I certainly waited until Mercury goes direct, and even I'm actually recording this on the 8th of May, so I haven't done that yet. But on the after Mercury goes direct, I have booked with the hairdresser to actually make it a bit shorter because it's too hot in the summer here, and I want to grow my fringe. And well, anyway, I'm sure all the men watching really don't want to hear about my hairdressing fantasies and what I want to have happen to me. But I use it as an example that Taurians may be thinking of making personal changes to their appearance with this new moon, because they value themselves, and because it reminds me, there's an advert on television goes, because I'm worth it. And there's something of that nature about that. Yes, Taurus, you are worth it. Do something good for yourself with this new moon. I think you'll be really happy that you have. Let's move on to Gemini. Gemini, this is in your 12th house. So this is much more about your inner reflection. And you've got this part of your chart jam-packed with astrological, cosmological bodies at the moment. So you are being kind of pushed into thinking these things through, whether you want to or not. But you know what? I don't think you mind, because I think you're beginning, it's like a light is going on somewhere. And where you've been quite stuck psychologically, you're beginning to have some kind of light coming on moments, and you're just going, oh, I think I understand that now, or I get the idea about that now. You might have been overthinking it, but I think Taurus new moon is helping you to stand back a bit and not overthink it to the extent that you think all the possibilities out of a situation. So actually, I think this new moon could be very helpful for you to think about how you initiate new ways that you want to privately set in place for you. There may be some ideas that you've got that you need to kind of keep to yourself for the time being, perhaps until we have the new moon in your sign. So let's move on to Cancer, because Cancer, this for you is in your 11th house. And this is the side or part of your chart that is about the sort of the larger kind of community at large. But it's also about your hopes and dreams. It's where you have lofty visions. It's where you are very active currently in thinking about all the plans and projects you have and how you really want to make them succeed. And you can do it, Cancer. You're already seeing the seeds of that. And this is an opportunity for you to sow a few more new moon seeds to get a few more of your projects up and running. It's going to be a good second half of May for you, Cancer. Of that, I'm sure. Leo. So for you, Leo, this is in that sort of sector of your chart all about your career, your passion. And as I say when I get to this part of the chart, for all of those of you out there who are retired or don't work or don't even know what your passion is, this new moon might help you discover what that is. It's Taurus. It's about luxury. It's also about stability. It's also about loyalty. And, you know, sometimes it's about finding new ways to work with, say, things we feel passionate about. It could be causes. You know, use a bit of the kind of service to others. Bring some of that energy into this. There's no reason why we can't do that, because, you know, we can mix and match with the astrology. Let's use what we want to. Let's think, yeah, let me use a bit of that kind of service to others energy in this Taurian sector, which would actually show you how you value yourself and how you're not acting out some of the kind of darker side of Taurus, which can be quite selfish. So, Leo, this could be good opportunities for you in your career if you're prepared to take up the gauntlet. So think about that. What do you want to initiate? What do you want to start that you have to do something for? You have to make it happen. That's across the board for all astrology. We have to do something, unless the cosmos gets so fed up with us because it keeps bringing us signs and we just go, la la la, I can't see them. So it presents an event, and then we have no choice but to see them. Let's move on to Virgo. Virgo, I think you are dreaming of pastures new. That, or you're thinking about the fact that you would like to improve your knowledge around a topic that is close to your heart. I think also there's a sense that you'd really quite like to have a little bit of, I think you've been working quite hard. Let's get to the point. I think you've been working hard, Virgo, and I think you need a break and a holiday. I think you need someone else to make your cups of tea or pour the wine or whatever your tipple is of the moment. But I think you need a little bit of looking after. So why not set that intention or organize a mini break, even if it's just a day out doing something that you love doing, something that really makes your soul glow. So that's my advice for you with this new moon. Now let's move on to Libra. So for you, Libra, this is in the part of your chart that is very much to do with transformation. It can also be to do with legacies. It can be to do with money that is owed to you. It's quite a life-changing area of the chart. And there's a lot of astrological energy in this part of the chart for you at the moment. And I think that you need to kind of take a step back and catch your breath, because I think you might be getting a little bit hot under the collar. Some of that Mars-Pluto in opposition energy is kind of undermining your natural kind of gentle kind of balance and ability to kind of keep cool when all around you are losing their heads. So this is a chance for you to just take a step back and breathe, Libra. You don't have to do it all today. Let things take the time they need to take. Remember, we have Saturn making a really nice sextile to the North Node saying, slow down. We will all get there, but it takes time. Now we move on to Scorpio. Scorpio, this is about your relationships. If you're single, I mean, I always say this every time we come around to the seventh house, but it's true. If you're single and you don't want to be, this is a great time to set those intentions or go on one of these swipe. Oh, here's nice. Swipe, 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 swipe. So, personally, I wouldn't, but there we go. But you know what I mean. You've got to get out there. So Scorpio, if you want to meet someone new, now's the time to set those intentions and go out there. But I also think it's about new beginnings within your current relationship, if you are in a relationship. I think it's a chance to put some of the rather darker bits that have been. I think there's been some quite difficult challenging energies around for you, Scorpio, and you can put these behind you. And so that is just being a little bit, it's empowering you. You're using some of the power of your ruling planet Pluto to put yourself into a slightly better kind of position within your relationship. And you know, you've got Jupiter coming into this part of your chart, which is really, really going to bring a lot of opportunities for, as I say, if you're in a relationship, for you to rebuild anything that has floundered or had its problems and its troubles. So now let's move on to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, so for you, this is in your 6th house. Now, this is the part of the chart that is about service to others. It's also about our day-to-day routine. It can be pets and small animals, and it can also be your health. So let's deal with health first. If there's anything that's been hanging around, and you've had Uranus here for some time, you've got Uranus here till 2026, so there could have been all sorts of little hiccups and hitches with your health. Just watch that, Sagittarius, because what this new moon is saying is go and get a general checkup, or actually introduce some new healthy habits that mean you can bypass going for checkups because you remain healthy. So this is new ways to look at how you take care of you, getting rid of old habits that don't serve you. Also remember, this is the house of service. So is there something that you feel that you would like to kind of contribute towards? My cat certainly agrees with you. Iggy, what is the matter? In a minute. Iggy, I do apologise for my cat. He wants a dreamy, and he's going to have to wait. I'm not going back and be recording all this again because, you know, the first time out is really the best time. I think he's being quiet. So, Iggy, I will come in a minute and you'll get dreamers for being such a good boy. Okay, so I think he interrupted me finishing you off, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, pets, small animals. Perhaps he was trying to tell me something because he is a pet and a small animal. So maybe this is about introducing a rescue cat or a rescue dog or a rescue animal to your home as something that would be really good for your soul and your psyche and your ability to give a bit back to the universe. So take that or don't take it. But I think it's quite a nice idea. Let's move on to Capricorn. Capricorn, 5th house, fun, entertainment, parties, art, music, theatre, creativity, all of that. You are on a roll, Capricorn, with wanting to kind of, I don't know, bring some sparkle into your life. It feels like you want to go out there and do some sort of interesting things, to go to the theatre and enjoy what's on offer in your community. And you too may be feeling that you want to tread the boards or sing a song somewhere or get up and do karaoke. But there's a strong feeling of you wanting to, as my cat is doing at the moment, sing. He is caterwauling. Please, Iggy, Iggy, Iggy. I don't think he'll come over here. I'd love him to come over here, but he's going, oh no, I'm not coming over there. So anyway, so Capricorn, get singing. Aquarius. So for you, we are at home. Spring clean, clear out cupboards. I know I always say that with a new moon, but also some of you probably have changed residence over the last few years, or there may still be some tidying up you have to do at home. You've got Uranus here, and this new moon is kind of conjunct it. So you've got a lot of unpredictable energies at home. And I think what you have to do is kind of somehow roll with them, ride with them, because this could bring unexpected guests. This could be, just kind of suddenly being incredibly busy at home, because all this energy here, Mercury, and not only that, Jupiter could see you completely revamping your whole living space and redecorating or deciding, I don't like the way we did it last year, I've got to have it all redone. So a lot of that kind of changeable energy for you with this new moon, Aquarius. And finally, what do we come to next? My oceans of emotions. Pisces, my lovely oceans of emotions. Pisces, this is about the way you communicate. It's also about your local community and maybe how you relate to your local community. It could also be that anything in to do with kind of white goods like washing machines, dishwashers, kettles, coffee machines break down and you need to replace them. They might have broken down while Mercury was retrograde and you haven't got round to replacing them yet. And this new moon is saying, this will be a good one. It's not a built at 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon machine. This one will stand the test of time. But have you noticed how things don't last? Not like they did in the old days. I remember in the old days, things would last for years and years and years. But do you know, they have to make them so they won't, to keep the economy going. I think that is awful. I can see why they do it, but it's not fair. If you can make a light bulb that lasts for 20 years, why not make a light bulb for 20 years? And I believe they can, but they don't, because they want you to keep buying light bulbs. Just a little bit of information that actually a client passed on to me at some point. Thank you, you know who you are. So anyway, okay, Pisces, this is about your communication. Do you want to revamp or rethink the way you communicate? Do you need to add a little bit more value to what you're saying? Because, Taurus is about value and self-worth. And maybe over time you felt a little bit hemmed in and got at by all this energy. You've got Saturn here now. You've had Neptune here for so long. You've got kind of quite difficult energies around you. And I wonder whether this is about giving you the opportunity to actually start communicating with a little bit more earth, a little bit more groundedness, a little bit more determination, and kind of keeping it more boundaried. I feel that is one excellent use of this energy, so that as a Pisces, you don't go off all over the place, swimming all over the place in the topic of your particular conversation, but actually stick to what needs to be done and what needs to be said. And then, people are really going to sit up and listen to you. On that note, thank you so much for joining me for this new moon in Taurus on the 19th of May. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you to all you amazing new subscribers. I'm super thrilled. Wow, it's taken on a life of its own. It's just, it's incredible. And I'm overwhelmed by it. It's wonderful. Thank you. And also, please subscribe to my website. I'm working on this new project and it will be available soon. I'm not going to put an exact date on it because I have an exact date in my mind, but I am working on it. So it'll be coming soon. And on that note, have a great new moon. And please, I'm just going to say goodbye now. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.